kiss for you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to the part 3 of my video series on how to apply frame using Kotlin language in Android Studio, and how to apply the frame to the any image using Kotlin in Android Studio, right? So in our previous two parts we had created the project, then we created the main activity, and inside that activity the user was able to pick an image, and that image, the URI of that image was being sent to this image activity class. And then in our part 2 of our video series we had created this image activity, and inside that we initialized all the XML code, I mean the views, for example the image view and the frame view, and also we had the recycler view. And then we set up the frame adapter so that we display all the frames to the recycler view, so that when the user clicks on any of the frame, then the frame that has to be applied to that image, right? So in this video we will continue our code, and we were in that frame adapter class, and we had done the almost all the major work, and now only we had to use the on bind view holder. So now we have to display the frame. So for that, here we have to use the Picasso library, and here we can say Picasso dot get, and we can say load, and inside that load, as we have the frame image frame as an integer array, and here inside this we can say position into the recycler view, right? So that is the code, and also it is the code is being shown to me. So if I press on the tab button, the code will be here, right? And inside that, let me write image view. All right, here we have the image view here, and instead of this, let me just write it here. And here, if we do not have the as we do not have the constructor class, so we cannot write that code inside that. So in order to use the constructor, we can use the init, the method, and inside that we can just pass on this. So here you guys can see now our code is complete, and we will just write. Okay, so we have to remove that, and here we have used the set on click listener for that image view. So whenever that image view is created, that method will be called. So we will do that later in our code. So after that, we have to go back to our image activity. Okay, and here, as you guys can see, we now have the image URI. We have received the image URI here, and after that we are going to use some of the variables for the bitmap. So because we have to convert that into a bitmap, right? So here first of all we can say it like variable bitmap original, and we have to use the bitmap. And right, and after that we have to use the frame bitmap, so we can say and similarly we have to use a new frame, so we can say new frame bitmap. All right, and after that we are going to okay, so we have to set if the user picks up an image, so that image can be rotated, so we have to make it correct. So in order to do that, let me go back to my this on inside our on create method. As you guys can see, we have the image URI, and here for that let me write right. So now we are going to use we have to convert it to bitmap. So for that, let me write like this: bitmap original equal to media store dot images dot media, right? And it is showing me an error. Let me see where the error is. Okay, so it is saying me to use this one. Alright, so now the error has been removed, as we were using the URI now, and we have to use the URI.parse method, and after that we have used it inside the bitmap original, right? And after that we are going to use bitmap original equal to handle rotation, or I think we don't need the rotation right now. Okay, so if we got the time, then we can do it later in our last part of the video series, right? And after that, let me just write it inside a try a catch block. And we have used that inside our try catch block. Okay, so that was it. Now what we have to do is we have to write the code for the set image with frame. Okay, so whenever the user will click on any of the image, so for that we are going to apply that frame to our image, right? So for that, let me go back to my adapter class, and inside that we have to first of all fetch that drawable. So we can say value drawable equal to array image, I mean the frame, images frame adapter position, and then we can say context dot add frame, and inside that we have to pass on the drawable here. So here we can create the add frame method, and now here we have the add frame method, and inside that method, first of all we have to use, let me show you here. Okay, so we have to pass on the bitmap from original to the frame bitmap. Okay, so we have to first of all fetch the frame bitmap. So for that we can write frame bitmap equal to bitmap factory dot decode, decode resource, and inside that we have to pass on the context and the resources. Let me write application context dot resources, and then we have to pass on the drawable here. Alright, and after that we have to now create the new frame the bitmap. So we have to convert that from the frame bitmap to the new frame bitmap. So this is the way. I think we can also use the copy method, but that is one is also fine, but I think we have to use the copy method. So for that, let me write frame bitmap dot copy, and inside that we have to pass on the configuration of that bitmap. So we can say bitmap dot config dot ARGB 8888, it is for the transparency of that image. So and here we have to pass on the true here. Alright, and then we can use the method set image with frame, right? And let me create the method, and inside that method we are going to use, okay, so here we can say value combine. So basically we have to combine both the images. We will apply the frame to our image, so for that we have to combine it. So in order to do that, let me say combine bitmap equal to combine image and frame, and then we can just set up to that image view. So we can say image view dot set image bitmap. Okay, so here now we have to create this method combine image and frame. Alright, now here we have, you guys can see that we have the frame, original frame original, and the frame I mean the frame bitmap. Okay, so now we have to use value scaled frame equal to bitmap. Let me just make the font bigger. Alright, then here we can say bitmap dot create scaled bitmap, and inside that we have to pass on the frame bitmap new, and then we have to pass on the width of the original bitmap. Let me write it as bitmap original width and with bitmap original height. Right, after we have the scaled bitmap, then we can have the value combined bitmap equal to bitmap dot create bitmap, and inside that we have to pass on the bitmap original width and the bitmap original height, and we have to use the ARGB. So let me see if it has generated the code. No. Okay, so here we can say it like create bitmap, bitmap dot create bitmap, then it is saying bitmap original dot width, then we have the bitmap original dot height, and then here instead of this config, or here we can say dot, okay, and here we can say bitmap dot config ARGB 888. Right, now we have the scaled frame as well as the combine the bitmap. Alright, and now we have to combine it. So in order to do that, let me use a canvas. So here we can say value canvas equal to canvas, and inside that we have to pass on the combined bitmap, and then we have to draw it. So we can say canvas dot draw bitmap, and it will be the bitmap original, then we have the width and height as 0, and then we can say canvas dot draw bitmap, and it will be the scaled frame. Let me just remove it, and then it has 0 and 0 and null, right? And finally it is returning the combined bitmap. Guys, that was it. So let me just remove everything, and let's just run the code and let's see if it works or not. Guys, as I have already connected my phone, Alright guys, so now I have compiled the application, and now we can run the app so that we check if everything is working fine or not. So let me show you the final outcome. Alright guys, so now here you can see that we have the project, and open up, and here we can select an image first of all, and from there we can select an image. And if we now click on any of the background image, so you guys can see that the frame has been applied successfully. Alright, so guys, if you like the video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you and goodbye.